Today we're going to talk about what technologies are needed to build a colony on the moon. Sounds awesome, right? But before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. So, why do we want to build a colony on the moon? Well, there are many reasons, such as scientific research, space tourism, resource extraction, and maybe even as a stepping stone to Mars and beyond. But building a colony on the moon is not easy. It requires a lot of advanced technologies and innovations to overcome the challenges of living in a harsh and hostile environment. Let's take a look at some of the main technologies that are needed to make this dream a reality. Transportation. First of all, we need a way to get there and back. The moon is about 384,000 kilometers away from Earth, which means it takes about 3 days to travel there with current rockets. That's not too bad, but it's also very expensive and risky. One way to reduce the cost and increase the safety of lunar travel is to use reusable rockets, like the ones developed by SpaceX. These rockets can land back on Earth after delivering their payload to orbit, and then be refueled and reused for another mission. This could lower the cost of launching stuff to the moon by up to 90%. Habitat. Once we get to the moon, where are we going to live? The moon has no atmosphere, no magnetic field, and no liquid water. It also has extreme temperatures ranging from -173 degrees Celsius at night to 127 degrees Celsius during the day. And it's constantly bombarded by radiation and micrometeorites. Not exactly a cozy place to call home. That's why we need habitats that can protect us from these hazards and provide us with a comfortable and livable environment. One option is to use inflatable modules. These modules are made of durable fabric that can expand in space and create large volumes of living areas. They can also be connected to form larger structures and customized for different purposes. Another option is to use local materials, such as lunar regolith or soil, to build habitats. This would reduce the amount of stuff we need to bring from Earth and make use of the abundant resources on the moon. One way to do this is to use 3D printing technology, which can create complex shapes and structures layer by layer. Sustainability. Living on the moon is not just about having a roof over our heads. We also need food, water, air, and energy to survive. How are we going to get these essentials on the moon? Well, one way is to recycle them as much as possible, using closed-loop life support systems. These systems can convert waste products such as carbon dioxide, urine, and sweat into useful resources such as oxygen, water, and fertilizer. This would minimize the dependence on resupply missions from Earth and make the colony more self-sufficient. Another way is to harvest them from the lunar environment. Water ice has been detected in some permanently shadowed craters near the lunar poles. This water ice could be extracted and purified for drinking or split into hydrogen and oxygen for fuel and air. Solar panels could be deployed on the lunar surface or in orbit to capture this energy and power the colony. Another possible energy solution is nuclear power, which is compact, efficient, and reliable. But it also comes with safety risks. To grow food for the colonists, we would have to rely on hydroponic systems that use water and nutrients to grow crops without soil. We would also need to use genetic engineering or biotechnology to create crops and animals that can withstand the harsh conditions of the moon and provide us with food and meat. Lab-grown meat can also be an option. Longevity. How to keep colonists from getting sick. The moon has very low gravity, which means that people living there would lose muscle and bone mass over time. They would also experience health problems such as nausea, headaches, insomnia, and depression. To prevent these effects, we would need to create artificial gravity using rotating structures or centrifuges. Resistance exercises and other physical activities to limit any adverse health effects. Entertainment. We need a way to make the lunar colony enjoyable. Living on the moon can be lonely, boring, and stressful. We need technologies that can make life more comfortable and fun for the colonists. For example, we could use virtual reality and augmented reality to create immersive simulations and games that can entertain and educate us. We could also use robots and artificial intelligence to help us with tasks and provide companionship. Communication. Lunar colonists need a way to communicate with Earth. We also have to deal with the fact that the moon rotates once every 27 days, which means that half of the time one side of the moon is facing away from Earth and cannot receive or send signals directly. To solve this problem, we need satellites that can relay signals between the moon and Earth. We also need wireless networks that can connect different parts of the lunar colony. So as you can see, building a colony on the moon is not a simple task. It requires a lot of innovation, cooperation, and dedication. But it's also an exciting and inspiring idea that could open up new possibilities for humanity's future in space. What do you think? Would you like to live on the moon? What would you do there? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content like this.